welcome to my channel Civil Wing. So today we will discuss about Buddhism. Okay, so at least one or two question you will get every year from this topic. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, and that is why it is very important from our point of view, from our point to study about Buddhism. Along with Buddhism, we need to study about Jainism, Sufism, and Bhakti movement. Okay, remember these facts. Now there is a mist of materials about Buddhism, Jainism, and Bhakti movement and Sufi movement. What to read, what not to read, right? If deeper questions are asked, then we won't be able to we won't be able to answer. But you don't need to worry about that kind of question. If they ask difficult question from this Buddhism and Jainism, just remember this thing, about around 50% of the student won't be able to answer that kind of question. Clear? So you don't need to worry. Just so that is why focus on the basic thing, focus on the basic stuffs that we must know. Okay, so that was the main purpose of this video. So let us jump into the topic. So at first we have Buddhism. So Buddhism was started by whom? It was started by Gautam Buddha. Okay, Gautam Buddha, it was not started by him. That's sort of a teachings that he used to taught to the people. Okay, Gautam Buddha, he was from Lumbini. Remember this fact. He is from Lumbini, or he was from Lumbini, and he was brought up by Prajapati Gautami, the first women monk or the nun, the first women nun of Buddhism. Right. Okay, so Prajapati Gautami brought up whom? Gautam Buddha. And in Bodh Gaya, what happened? And in Bodh Gaya, he attained enlightenment. In Bodh Gaya, he attained enlightenment at the age of 35. So remember this fact, at Bodh Gaya, he attained enlightenment. And enlightenment is also known as Nirvana. Okay, so let me delete these things. So enlightenment is also called as, Nirvana. Remember this thing. Okay, I don't need to write it again. So now the first sermon after attaining enlightenment, Buddha wanted to teach to the people, right? He wanted to teach people. So that is why in his first sermon, he gave his first sermon in Sarnath, near Varanasi. Remember this thing. Near Banaras, he gave his first sermon. He gave his first teaching. Okay. Now let us go to the another one. So these are the fourfold way, four noble truth of Buddhism, and there is four noble truth and eightfold path to attain nirvana. So according to Buddhism, or according to Gautam Buddha, to attain enlightenment, we must attain at first, or we must practice this four noble truths and eightfold path, right, to attain the ultimate truth. So that's all. Now the major texts, the major texts of the Buddhists, or the major Buddhist texts were written in Pali language. Remember this thing. So Pali language was the language of common people, whereas Sanskrit was the language of elite people. Okay, clear? So that is why, and this is the main motto of Jainism and Buddhism. They came out in protest of stricter Sanskrit texts or Sanskrit rituals, right? And after this, well, again let me delete this thing. So after this, what happened in the first council? Okay, and apart from this, after Buddha's death, okay, people wanted to preach, or people wanted to talk about Buddhist teachings. So that is why they attained, or they conducted councils. Okay, so the first council happened in the year 1400 BC in Rajgriha, and it was patronized by whom? It was patronized by Ajatasattu. So who was Ajatasattu? Ajatasattu was the son of Bimbisara. Okay, now here Vinaya and Sutta Pitakas were written. Okay, remember this thing, this fact. Vinaya Pitaka and Sutta Pitaka, these two Pitakas were written, or were composed in the first council. Pitaka means sorry for the inconvenience. Pitaka means Buddhist text. This Vinaya and Sutta Pitaka were written in the first council. Okay, now In the second council, the second council happened at Baishali, and it was patronized by whom? It was patronized by Kulasekha. And the third council happened at Pataliputra in 250 BC. It was patronized by Asoka. I think I don't need to give any intro about Asoka, right? And at the first one and the last one, that is the fourth, happened at Kashmir, and it was patronized by whom? It was patronized by Kanishka. Okay, that's all for this. Now, sorry for this. So there are many schools of, not exactly many, there are especially two schools of Buddhism. One is Mahayana, another one is Hinayana. Okay, remember this thing, Hinayana. And this Mahayana came later, and it patronized, or it started idol worshipping. Especially Buddha never wanted or never talked about idol worshipping. He was against this idol worshipping. But what happened later on, right after the death of Buddha, this Mahayana came out, and it made idols of Buddha. Okay, it made portraits of Buddha. Clear? So before that we have Hinayana. It purely talks about that is the way of life Buddha lived. It only gives emphasis on the teachings of Buddha, the authentic teachings of Buddha. Okay, so now let us again look at this. This Theravada is a very important text. Okay, just remember this thing. Ancient one. Okay, it talks about ancient one and teaches original teachings of Buddha. So Theravada, this text teaches about this text talks about original or the authentic teaching of Buddha. Okay, and it was composed by whom? It was composed by Prajapati Gautami. Remember this fact. Prajapati Gautami was also his foster mother and the first nun. Okay, she again wrote Theravada. So that's all. Now let us again jump into the another section, another fact, not exactly section. So Buddha Charitra, sorry for this mistake in spelling. This is Buddha Charita, here should be one D. Okay, Buddha Charita by Ashvaghosha. So Ashvaghosha wrote Buddha Charita, remember this thing, and this is the first biography of India. Okay, this biography is about Buddha's life. Okay, and this was the first biography, Buddha Charita, remember this thing, and Ashvaghosha, this was the first biography of India. Okay, now let us again go to the another fact. So let us talk about the important texts of important books of this. So let us again talk about, sorry for this thing. So let us talk about this books of Buddha. So Vinaya Pitaka, about it, this book Vinaya Pitakas, it talks about code of conduct for monks and nuns. So this is the way nuns and monks should behave. So this is what tells this Vinaya Pitaka. Now this Sutta Pitaka, this Sutta Pitaka contains main teachings of Buddha. Remember this thing, Sutta Pitaka contains the main teaching of Buddha, and even Triveda. Okay, Triveda, the previous one, right? Now this Abhidhamma Pitaka, it talks about systemization of teaching of whom? Of Buddha. Okay, that's all about these books. Now these are very important one. Okay, just remember this thing, these are very important things. So Bodhisattva, remember this thing, Bodhisattva means what? Bodhisattva means this means the three protective deities of Buddha. The way we think, हमको देखता है ना कि भगवान के पीछे वैसा गोल सा चक्कर होता है, राइट? सो ऐसे ही चक्कर बुद्ध के और चारों ओर घूमता था, राइट? So this kind of circle used to roam around Buddha, right? And those three, and around Buddha, three deities used to revolve. They used to protect Buddha. So the first one is Vajrayana. Remember, the first deity one is the Vajrayani. It protects all the power of Buddha. This Vajrayani protects what? All the power of Buddha, right? And the second one, Manjusi, or the Manjusri or Manjusa, Manjusi, it manifests Buddha's wisdom. So it manifests Buddha's wisdom, right? It is more than knowledge. So, and the third one is the Avalokiteswara or Padmapani. It manifests Buddha's what? Compassion. So remember this thing, this is three thing. Okay, so Bodhisattva, there are three Bodhisattva. Vajrayana, it talks about the power of Buddha. Manjushri, it manifests Buddha's wisdom. Padmapani or the Avalokiteswara, it manifests Buddha's compassion, and these two are protected by whom? Protected by Vajrayana. Okay, these two are protected by whom? Vajrayana. Okay, for your kind information, this Maitreya, it was asked in the prelims. Once it was asked in the prelims. Okay, so Maitreya is the future avatar of Buddha. So now look at this thing, what kind of questions they are asking, right? Can we answer this? If in real time we won't be able to answer this kind of questions, right? Maitreya, for the first time I'm listening this to this kind of, or I'm reading to this kind of word. Maitreya, it is the future Buddha. Okay, remember this thing. So now let us check what kind of question they used to ask. Okay, there is a very important question. So with reference to the religious practice in India, remember this thing, just listen, look at carefully. Okay, with reference to the religious practice in India. Okay, religious practice in India, the Stanakbasi sect belongs to which religion? Okay, with reference, since it is talking about religion, so Stanakbasi, I think according to my knowledge, it is Buddhism. It is in the Buddhism. Okay, even I found one in Jainism, but I will go with Buddhism here. Okay, and there is one more question. Look at it. It was asked in the year 2000. It was in the year 2018. It was recently asked. Okay, so the question goes like this: with reference to Indian history, who among the following is future Buddha yet to come? Okay, so the future Buddha yet to come to shape the world. Okay, who was he? Now this question could have properly dealt by using, we do know about Avalokiteswar and Padmapani. These two are moreover same, right? Now I am not aware of it, neither of it. So in exam we could have make a proper guess. We could have 50% chances, 50-50, right? That's all. Thank you for listening.